C is not your grandfather's pickup.
You want to bet, kid?
Coastal is celebrating 60 years, and we have you to thank for it. Stop by today for everything your country needs for the perfect summer. Whether you're camping and kayaking or spending time in your own backyard, Coastal has it all. From clothing and gear to pet food, footwear, coolers, grills, and more. The great outdoors is calling, and Coastal is celebrating. Stop by, scan the QR code, or enter online to win big prizes during our 60th anniversary. Visit Coastal today, or find us online at coastalcountry.com.
Oh!
What do you think of that?
Pretty big, I like it.
Watch for new episodes of the Northwest Outdoorsman.
Happy Friday, everybody. We have almost made it to the end of the work week, 16th day of June, 2023. I'm Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. A friendly reminder, objects in the mirror may be closer than they appear. It is a beautiful morning this morning. Lots of sunshine, just a few high clouds, 63 degrees, smoke's out of here. Had some smoke come in during the day yesterday from some fires up in British Columbia. It is gone. And we're in for a very nice day today. Not too bad Saturday, big temperature dip on Sunday for Father's Day, and could even see some rain. Certainly going to be much cooler. It's going to be cooler than what we've been seeing and cooler than normal by the time we get into Sunday and into the early part of next week. Those forecast details for Father's Day weekend is coming up. There is a lot of news to get on. Mariners didn't play yesterday, had the day off. The White Sox in town for a weekend series. Apple Sox winning streak came to an end at 5. Last night scored a lot of runs, but unfortunately, Springfield scored more runs than Wenatchee. They're back in town tonight to take on Kelowna, and we will have that game right here live on the NCW Life Channel. And amongst the many, many things going on this weekend, there's no lack of things to do around the Wenatchee Valley in north central Washington. I wanted to revisit my conversation with Chuck Egner, the guy who puts all the talent together and brings them in for the Wenatchee River Bluegrass Festival, which begins today at the fairgrounds in Cashmere. Great visit from Chuck. It's a great time, great musicianship, a lot of camaraderie, and check it out. You're really good. You should check it out. And if you don't believe me, Chuck will tell you all about it. In the back half of the show, let's go 2 minutes after the hour. Check out this view for the Wenatchee Heights camera. We have our PTZ camera zoomed all the way out. That is just gorgeous. Longest days of the year. We're there right now. Sunrise this morning was at 5:03. Sunset tonight, 9 o'clock sharp. 15 hours and 57 minutes of daylight. Tomorrow, the exact same thing. 5:03 sunrise, 9 o'clock sunset, and on into Sunday. And on the spring solstice, the summer solstice, on Wednesday, the 21st, of course, my guest will be Bonnie Orr. Master Gardener Bonnie Orr. We visit Bonnie during the equinoxes and the solstices to give you all your garden tips. So don't forget that's coming your way next week. It's off to Leavenworth we go. This will be another beautiful view from our Tumwater Canyon camera. Nice view there. Good morning to Leavenworth. You can see the Wenatchee River flowing through the mighty Bavarian village. I understand they have some sort of festival coming up. I'm not sure. Good morning to Leavenworth. Good morning to Rock Island. This is a gorgeous view. Look how blue the ponds look at Rock Island. Just a shimmering blue. Gorgeous view there. Rock Island Golf Course is in good shape. Great track. And they're going to have a big party out there, too, coming up in early July. And we'll be talking to the folks putting that together next week as well. Good morning to our friends at Rock Island. Off in the distances, Malaga, Stamilt, and Mission Ridge. And finally, Billy Goat, because we love the Billy Goat camera. That one is zoomed about as far back as it can go. Big, huge area of the Alta Lake area. There's another golf course. I guess we're spotlighting golf courses today. The Alta Lake Golf Course and Alta Lake proper, for that matter. Hello, Pateris. Always good to see you. Plus Bridgeport and Brewster from our Billy Goat camera. We're not done with the wind yet, and when you combine the wind and the low relative humidity and the fairly warm temperatures expected today and tomorrow, well, there is an elevated fire risk. That's simply going to happen. It's going to be quite breezy over the next 72 hours or so. So for the folks who are watching us in the Columbia Basin, up in the Waterville Plateau, and right here in the valley, elevated fire risk. Boy, the last thing we need is a fire right now. It's only June. It's not even officially summer yet, but it's going to be very dry. Relative humidities are going to be bone dry, and it's going to be windy on Saturday and Saturday night. So keep your fingers crossed, mind your P's and Q's. Hopefully we'll get through this weekend without any kind of... The last thing I want to do, folks, is come in on the weekends and report on fires. Do it as a personal favor to me. From the National Weather Service, lots of sunshine this morning. Now the clouds will be thickening up as the day progresses. We'll get up to mid-80s anyway. Wind today, west wind about 6 to 14 miles an hour. So today is going to be mild with increasing high clouds with an approaching cold front. That's going to start eking its way in tomorrow. Don't look for, that says cloudy and windy. That's actually, I think it's supposed to be sunny tomorrow. That could be a misprint there. I think it is. It's supposed to be sunny and windy on Saturday with a high of about 76. Breezy Saturday night. The wind will be picking up in intensity as this cold front really encroaches, and look at how cool it's going to be on Sunday for Father's Day. Keep in mind, our normal high is 78. We'll be well below that on Sunday, and a rather cool trend for the last couple of days of spring. The summer solstice is on Wednesday, the 21st, but a big cool down is coming. It starts on Saturday night, and it's going to be rather chilly on Sunday. Still not bad for barbecuing and hanging around with Dad, but you may need to pack a sweatshirt wherever you're going on Sunday, especially early Sunday morning. At your forecast, we have the news for you because that's what we do around here, and it'll be 2 minutes away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
I had a seizure in the middle of the night, and they rushed me to the hospital and decided to induce labor to try to get the baby out. The outpouring of love and support I got from Confluence Health. My coworkers coming to the ICU to be with me. For me, it's the work family. It's just incredible to have support no matter what I'm going through in my personal life, my own health.
It's Click It RV's lowest price guarantee sale going on now at your neighborhood Click It RV.
Be a winner like me and get the Click It RV.
With 0 down and no payments till September, now is the time to own your dream RV.
Get to Click It RV now. Are you going to be mad, bro?
Get never before deep discounts on trailers, fifth wheels, toy haulers, and motorhomes. Plus the best selection, highest trade-in values ever, and a lifetime warranty. Nobody beats the discounts at Click It RV.
I'm Richard Sherman, and we guarantee it.
On Frontage Road.
The Clearwater Saloon and Casino has the best Vegas-style games in East Wenatchee. Come enjoy yourself and discover the nightly action. Win big and meet new friends at the Clearwater Saloon and Casino.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether, we provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
Few clouds hanging around, 63 degrees as the day progresses. The clouds will be rolling in, will be fairly mild today. A little breezy today, quite windy and cooler on Saturday, and downright chilly for June on Sunday. And at 8 minutes after the hour, we'll start with this story. Chelan County Jail Director Chris Sharp says the correctional officer who was stabbed and beaten by 2 inmates last month will soon return to work. Benito Lucia and Javier Valdez were jailed on suspicion of gang-related murder when they attacked the officer with sharp implements back on May 1st. He suffered stab wounds and lacerations. Lucia and Valdez are now in state prison. They're charged with multiple additional counts. Now, in a report to the Chelan County Board of Commissioners on Tuesday, Sharp said the officer has been fully evaluated and he has decided to go back to work.
The staff overall are doing pretty good considering the level of the incident and how calculated it was. we were on edge for a little bit, and we're still dealing with several issues with gang members in the facility that were tied to that incident with different types of crimes. We have 7, minus the 2 we sent to prison over this sentence. We still have 8 people still sitting in our facility for murder or associated with murder. So we've got a lot of max custodies in our facility.
A lawsuit accusing Chelan, Yakima, and Benton counties of unlawfully rejecting ballots from Hispanic voters is now moved into settlement talks. The suit, filed in federal court in 2021, alleges that the county's canvassing board discarded ballots signed by voters with Latinx-sounding names in the 2020 election at a rate 3 to 6 times of that of other voters. Chelan County Auditor Skip Moore and his fellow defendants are asking for the case to be dismissed. The parties are now scheduled to start negotiating a settlement on June 21st before U.S. Magistrate Judge Alexander Ekstrom. The process remains confidential until an agreement is reached, but if they can't reach an agreement, the suit is scheduled to go to trial in Richland Federal Court starting in October. People in Washington who previously had to pay fines and court fees for possessing small amounts of illegal drugs will soon have a mechanism to win that money back. Washington's Administrative Office of the Courts is establishing a Blake Refund Bureau. It's based on the Washington State Supreme Court's ruling in the Blake case that said that the state's felony drug possession law was unconstitutional. They made that ruling 2 years ago. More than 200,000 felony drug possession charges dating to the 1970s may have to be expunged under the Blake decision. The Bureau will operate an online portal where previously convicted people can file claims to get reimbursed. The state has set aside $50 million to repay those who were fined for drug possession. The Bureau is scheduled to begin operations next month. Around town, you're going to start seeing a little bitty blue electric bus cruising around. Looks something like that. Link Transit will be operating a Carzan eGest Link Plus paratransit service. They're going to roll it out over the next couple of weeks in Wenatchee and East Wenatchee. The trial will allow Link to gather feedback from operators to see how the vehicle works in the local environment and hear thoughts from the people who will ride them. Carson has manufacturing facilities in Germany and Turkey, and their eGest is their smallest vehicle. It tops off at 43 miles an hour with a range of about 130 miles. Obviously, the bus is specifically designed for in-town use, paratransit services, and routes that don't have a lot of people riding them. 13 nonprofits around north central Washington have been awarded strategic consulting grants. The funding will provide organizations with a consultant to help guide their organizational strategies and planning goals. Recipients of the grants include the Chelan Valley Housing Trust, Our Valley, Our Future, Cafe, and Wenatchee Pride, among others. The Community Foundation of NCW partnered with the Icicle Fund, Thriving Together NCW, and the Methow Valley Fund to offer the funding. The Community Foundation says there will be another opportunity for strategic consulting grants coming up in February of next year. And congratulations to Commissioner J.C. Baldwin of the Chelan-Douglas Regional Port Authority. She's been appointed to the Washington State Transportation Commission by Governor Jay Inslee. Baldwin has been with the Port Authority since 2005. She's been reelected twice. Her career accolades include service on several boards, including the State Community Aviation Revitalization Board, the State Public Works Board, and the Washington Public Ports Association Executive Committee. She will replace Commissioner Jerry Litt of Grant County, who was one of 3 commissioners appointed from east of the Cascades. Her 6-year term begins on July 1st. And that's what's making news at 13 minutes after the hour. One more newscast before we get the weekend going at 5 o'clock. And 6 o'clock, Apple Sox baseball at 6:30, and then the news again after the Apple Sox game right around 10. You can watch it on those times, 5, 6, and 10 on television. If that doesn't work for you, it's always on our website too, on our Facebook page, on our website, and on our YouTube page. If there's a news tip out there, let us know about it. You can pick up the telephone and give us a call. You can email us directly, news@ncwlife.com. You can go to our Facebook page and drop us a note on the Messenger app, or go to our homepage and click on the Contact Us icon. When we come back, we preview the Mariners. They didn't play yesterday. The Apple Sox did, but didn't win, and more from Haley Van Lith as she makes the transition from Louisville to LSU. Sports in 2 minutes. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Fishing in the Wenatchee Valley starts at Bob File Boats and Motors. Now you can fish like a pro without breaking the bank thanks to the Pro Mag aluminum fishing boat by Smokercraft. It features a great layout with a spacious bow casting platform, huge live wells, and in-floor storage to safely stow your gear. See the Smokercraft line of boats at Bob File Boats and Motors on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee or online at bobfile.com.
Bob File Boats and Motors,
We're dealing.
Bob File's gonna make you smile.
Transform your windows with a variety of colors and styles like the Allure Transitional Window Covering by Lafayette Interior Fashions. Hi, this is Darren with Mini Blinds and More. We can install the latest and greatest in technology to open and close your blinds with only a touch of a button. From the largest windows in your home to room darkening shades for the bedroom. From stylish shades for your entertainment room to custom blinds for those hard-to-fit places. We have a solution for all of your window covering needs. We offer a variety of window coverings from Lafayette Interior Fashions. Call us today. We are Mini Blinds and More, your local blind store.
The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour. 16 minutes after the hour, the Mariners open a 3-game weekend series with the White Sox in town from Chicago, that toddle in town. The Sox come into town 10 games below 500. They're 30-40. They lost 2 of 3 from the Dodgers, including a 5-4 decision in extra innings last night. Seattle is a game under 500 at 33-34 after taking 2 of 3 from Miami. The Mariners will send Brian Wu to the mound for his 3rd Major League start, while Seattle Bats will see Michael Kopech, first pitch 7:10. The game is only being broadcast on Apple TV Plus, which sucks because I don't have it. Oh, well. Things are back to normal in Oakland, by the way. The A's have lost 2 in a row, and nobody's coming to the ballpark anymore. Tampa Bay's Luke Raley hit a solo home run at the top of the 8th inning to break a 3-all tie. The Rays knock off the A's 4-3. Shohei Ohtani earned his 6th victory on the mound and his 22nd home run of the season. Lead the Angels over Texas 5-3. LA taking 3 of 4 from the Rangers before they head off to Kansas City. And the Nationals scored 3 runs in the top of the 10th inning to hand Houston a 4-1 loss. The Astros taking 2 of 3 from the Nationals in the series, and now they'll host the Reds over the weekend. The Wenatchee Apple Sox fell short in their bid to sweep Springfield last night, lost to the Drifters. The final was 10-8. The loss came despite 2 2-run home runs in the contest for the Apple Sox. On more on last night's loss, the voice of the Apple Sox, our good friend Storm and Joel Norman.
The Wenatchee Apple Sox hit 2 home runs and scored all 8 of their runs with 2 outs, but fell to the Springfield Drifters 10-8 in the series finale on Thursday night at the Hamlin Sports Complex. Reeve Boyd launched his first home run of the season in a 3-hit effort, also his first 3-hit game of the season, and Easton Amundsen hit an opposite field home run 413 feet over the left center field fence for his team-leading 3rd home run of the season, but it was not enough for Wenatchee. After a clean night defensively on Wednesday, it committed 3 errors on Thursday night and fell unable to finish off the sweep of the Drifters. Wenatchee opens up a 4-game homestand on Friday night at 6:35 p.m. as it takes on the Kelowna Falcons. With your Apple Sox update, I'm Joel Norman.
Yes, Amundsen finished 2 for 5 in the game with that home run. Reeve Boyd 3 for 4 with a home run, and Wenatchee is back home. Kelowna is in town first of a 3-game series, and yes, we will have that game for you tonight right here on the NCAA Life Channel Live. Our very own Grant Olson will be joined by Wenatchee varsity coach Josh Irvin on the call. Pregame at 6:30, first pitch at 6:35. We'll have it on television and on our Facebook page. Another West Coast League play last night from our friends at Les Schwab. 8th inning RBI base hits by A.J. Singer and Sam Canton with a difference for Cowlitz. The Black Bears beat Walla Walla. The final was 4-3. Everybody's beating Walla Walla. Taiyu Kamato's 2-run base hit highlighted a 5-run 5th inning for Corvallis. The Knights beating Bend 9-1. Yakima Valley brought 11 men to the plate in a 7-run 6th inning. The Pippins beat Nanaimo 13-8. Tommy Eisenstadt led the way for Yakima Valley at the plate. He went 2 for 5 with a run and 3 RBIs. So Kelowna comes to town after salvaging their final game of their 3-game set in Bellingham last night. The final was 3-1. Sam Flores hit a solo home run. Sasha Komajivakic struck out 7 over 4 1/3 for the win. Jared Sucrose 2-run base hit highlighted a 5-run 9th inning for Kamloops. North Paws beating Edmonton 10-5, and Andy Allenson was 3 for 5 with a run and an RBI to lead Ridgefield over Portland 5-3. The standings in the West Coast League's North Division: Bellingham still on top. They're a game over the Apple Sox and Victoria. Kelowna comes to town with a 7-5 record. That's 4th in the division, 3 games out of first place. It's been a busy spring for Cashmere native Haley Van Lith. She graduated with a finance degree from Louisville. Then she transferred to LSU, won a gold medal with Team USA in the World Cup. And this week, she's Lisa's guest. On Life with Lisa, she says her perspective on her achievements have changed a little bit.
As I've matured and kind of grown up, I've realized that greatness it's something that you perceive for yourself. You know, it's different for everybody. It's perception based. It's not fact based. And so I think, you know, I've kind of moved away from all these like statistical, like tangible things that like, oh, if I do this, I'll be great. If I win this, I'll be great. And, you know, I've tried to turn it inward and be more of like, if I enjoy life every day and I am completely in love with playing basketball, that's greatness to me. Like I'm walking in my greatness every day. And I think now that I've changed to that mindset and stopped like placing all these like goals and standards on myself, I've just been so much more full of joy. And like people are getting such a more authentic version of myself because I'm not weighing myself down with pressure every day. And you know, that's been something that's just been like, it's been such a blessing to be able to have realized is like, you know, truly you never run out of goals to make. So like once I win this, there's always going to be something else I can win. So I'm never going to feel satisfied. Like satisfaction is only going to come from within myself. So, you know, ever since I was able to like self-reflect and be like, Haley, like you feel so empty all the time. Like what's going to fill you up? It's truly like me validating myself and letting me know like what I'm able to give is always good enough. And I think like that's greatness to me, is like understanding that mindset.
Haley is one of the top female athletes in the world when it comes to earning money on NIH, name, image, and likeness. And she says she's using her finance degree to take care of that little deal.
I've learned a lot about like taxes. Dang it. Right? The least exciting thing on the world. But, you know, I have to know, like, it's something that it's going to help protect. I'm going to be able to protect myself if I know more about that. And investments, like, I think I'm at such a young age. I have such, like, I don't have expenses. Like, I'm still in college. Like, my scholarship pays for my school, pays for my living, pays for my food. Like, I still have no expenses. So I'm making this money through NIL. And, like, it wouldn't be smart of me to just sit on it, you know? So, I think like what I really did finance for was to understand investments and what smart investments for me being still a college student would look like. And like we're starting to build my investment plan. Like I haven't necessarily put a bunch of money into anything yet. But I'm starting to like know what I want to get out of it, what areas I'm interested in investing in. And so we're starting to build that plan piece by piece and you know, hopefully it benefits me in the future.
Van Lith says wherever she goes in her athletic endeavors, she always takes a little slice of North Central Washington with her.
Obviously, like I couldn't be more blessed in the area I grew up in and all the love that these people have shown me and continue to show me, you know, whether I'm at Louisville now, I'm going to be at LSU. Like so many people have reached out to me like, oh, I'm changing my gear over to Perfect. Yes. Whatever I'm interested in, like everyone's just always behind me. And that's not something that a lot of people have. So I definitely know like how blessed I am on that end. But also like, I just am so grateful for how they take care of my parents and my family. And you know, like I'm not home anymore. Like my brother's not really home. So my parents are here, and the community just loves on them and supports them. And, you know, it means so much to them that they support me as their child. And I think like that's another avenue that I've been like, wow, like they show my parents so much love and support my parents. And I think that that's really special too. So yeah, I mean, it's always so fun to come home and get to experience it in real life and get to hug these people and shake these people's hands that are like, I've been watching you ever since you played at Kashmir. So, you know, it's never something. I'm always amazed by all the new people I meet when I come back to Wenatchee that are just supporting me in whatever I do.
You can watch the full episode by going to our website, ncwlife.com, and then click on the full episodes tab, and then Life with Lisa, and it'll be right there. And those are just some of the games that people are playing at 25 minutes after the hour. The third Friday in June, which happens to be today, is always National Take Back Your Lunch Break Day. Today, an alarming number of people, especially in this country, don't take a lunch break at all. They just don't take one. And you should take a lunch break because it's good for you, because data shows that employees who take lunch breaks have higher job satisfaction and are more efficient at their jobs. And by lunch breaks, they don't mean eating at your desk, because if you're eating at your desk during your lunch break, you're probably still working. A recent study shows that a recent study of 400 workers, they discovered that women care a lot more about lunch breaks than men do. I don't know why. Check your employment agreement. You may be legally entitled to a lunch break. You're not legally entitled to vacation, of course, here in the United States. We are the only the only nation in the industrialized Western world that does not have federally mandated vacation time, paid vacation. Your boss does not have to legally offer you paid vacation at all if they choose not to. 62% of American workers say they eat lunch at their desks. By the way, in the Middle Ages, the meal that you ate in the middle of the day was called dinner, not lunch. That was the big meal, was right in the middle of the day. And by the way, the average person takes about 15 minutes to eat their lunch. Take back your lunch break today if you don't do that. I'm guilty. I oftentimes don't take a lunch break at all, but it gets me out of the office a little earlier if I choose not to. 27 minutes after the hour. Today in history, there were about 1,000 kids at the theater on that Saturday afternoon at the Victoria Hall in Sunderland, England. It was a children's entertainment and variety show put on by Mr. and Mrs. Fay. It was a magic show. This happened on this date in 1883, 140 years ago today. At the end of the big show, the announcement was made that kids with certain numbers on their tickets were entitled to a free prize. When the show was over, when you head to the exit, you get a free prize if you have a certain number on your ticket. Well, the exit was down a narrow flight of stairs. The doorway opened in, not out, and the idea is that the door would open just enough with a special bolt that one kid at a time could come through the door and get their prize and exit the theater. Well, the kids, there were 1,000 of them, didn't want to miss out on their prizes, and they all rushed down to the bottom of the stairs. The door to the bottom of the stairs for the prizes opened in, not out. The crush, the crush, the crush. 183 kids, all of them kids, asphyxiated, crushed to death by the weight of the crowd behind them coming down the stairs to get their prize on this date 140 years ago today. On a much different note, two iconic American companies celebrate their birthdays today. The Ford Motor Company was formally incorporated on June 16, 1903. The Ford family still controls the company. They have the minority of stock. They only have 40% of the stock, but they have the majority of the voting stock, so they still get to make the decisions. It is the 11th ranked overall American company in terms of revenue. If you count revenue, which is what they do, global revenues, $156 billion. In 1997, 25% of all the cars sold in America were manufactured by Ford. They had a quarter of the American market in 1997. Today, that number is 12%. They've lost a lot of customers over the last 30 years or so. Happy birthday to IBM. International Business Machines, founded on this date in 1911 as a computer tabulating recording company. This company holds more U.S. patents by far than any other company. And like a lot of companies, if you work for IBM and you invent something, IBM gets to keep the patent. You don't. IBM owns the patent because they invented, or somebody did it for the company, the ATM, the floppy disk, the hard disk drive, the magnetic stripe card that we all carry, the UPC barcode, DRAM, and IBM is another one of those companies that used to be ginormously huge. Their net income 10 years ago, $16 billion. Last year, they reported their net income of $1.6 billion. Happy birthday to IBM. And on this date in 1965, June 16th, 1965, at Columbia Records Studio A on East 30th Street in Midtown Manhattan, Bob Dylan records Like a Rolling Stone. In 2004, Rolling Stone magazine named it #1 in the list of the 500 greatest rock and roll songs of all time. They did it again 10 years later. It came out #1. They did it again 8 years later, and it came out #1. I still remember where I was and what I was doing the first time I ever heard Like a Rolling Stone. How does it feel? Birthdays at the bottom of the hour. Probably the most famous Native American in this country's history, Geronimo. Born this day in 1829, of course, he led the Apache tribe that led all kinds of raids out west in the United States from 1848 to 1886. He was eventually captured. He became one of the most famous, if not the most famous, Native American because he was technically a prisoner of war. They treated him fairly nicely, and then he turned into a carnival freak. They took Geronimo and they put him in a train and they sent him all over the country to appear at county fairs and festivals and things like that. Come see Geronimo. He was born in the state in 1829, died at the age of 79 in 1909. One half of Laurel and Hardy. I'm an unabashed fan of Laurel and Hardy. The first part of that group, Stan Laurel, the Englishman, born in the state in 1890. Laurel and Hardy, it still cracks me up. Most of their films are now in the public domain. Never fails to entertain me. Even though he didn't get credit, Stan Laurel wrote and directed almost all of their iconic short films. Other people were given credit, but it was Stan Laurel who was actually in charge. We miss him, born in the state in 1890. And guess who's 53 today? Phil Mickelson shot a 1-under, by the way, yesterday in round 1 of the U.S. Open. He has won 45 events on the PGA Tour. He has 5 major championships, 3 Masters, an Open Championship, and 2 PGA Championships. In fact, when he won the PGA Championship 2 years ago, he became and still is the oldest major winner of a major championship. And of course, he's playing the U.S. Open, and he has finished second runner-up in the U.S. Open 6 times. It's the only major he hasn't won. Of course, his nickname is Lefty, even though he's actually right-handed. He just plays left-handed. Phil Mickelson is 53 years old today. 33 minutes after the hour, going to take a break. Mike McNaughty has an opinion. He always does. Mike will chime in with what's on his mind, and then it's back up to the Kashmir Fairgrounds to visit with our friend Chuck Egner, because the Wenatchee River Bluegrass Festival, the 3-day party of great music, begins today. Chuck will be my guest when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Live channel.
The agents of Kennedy Real Estate Group are committed to providing the ideal client experience. We believe in the power of relationships. Why? Because we don't just work here, we live here. From the nonprofits we serve, the parks where we play, and the local businesses we support, our team understands the value of living in the Wenatchee Valley. Let's begin your real estate story.
The Wenatchee Valley. Here, most of us really enjoy the great outdoors, and most of us try to make the most of our natural resources. Here at Apple Valley Honda, we know that for generations, we have harnessed nature to sustainably power the West, and we are proud to be part of that tradition as an environmentally green dealership award winner. Being a green dealership means Apple Valley Honda has reduced our overall environmental impact. We are so proud to live in this wonderful community.
You are ready to earn your BSN degree, and we know you need a special place to take the next step in your career. You are an engaged learner who needs modern labs and equipment, hands-on support, and small class sizes. You're a busy adventurer who needs trees, mountains, rivers, and trails. As a learner, as a future RN, as an adventurer, find it in the BSN program at Wenatchee Valley College.
Have you been to Boswell's Furniture lately?
Yes, Boswell's has an expansive 2-story showroom filled with so many great choices for our living room, dining room, and bedroom.
Did you know that Boswell sells directly from their store inventory, so we wouldn't have to wait to get our new furniture?
Yes, plus Boswell's has free local delivery and complimentary design service to help us with the layout and fabric choices.
No waiting and amazing customer service. I mean, why would we go anywhere else?
Boswell's on Easy Street. It's closer than you think.
The Lake Chelan Rotary Club invites you to experience Cycle Chelan, held June 24th, 2023. Pick your thrill from 4 rides: the Metric Century Challenge, Cycle Divino, the Lake Loop, or the Butte Blast. All profits from Cycle Chelan are used to support student scholarships and other charitable activities of the Lake Chelan Rotary Club. Cycle Chelan 2023, a route for every rider. Pick your thrill today.
D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee provides financial services for independent-minded clients working to secure their futures. Whether it's helping construct your personal financial, retirement, or estate plan, they start with a disciplined approach and straightforward advice. An individualized approach is rooted in the values, stability, and strength their company was founded on in 1935. With offices coast to coast and personal attention you deserve right here in the Wenatchee Valley, learn more about D.A. Davidson.
This is Mad Dog McNulty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. A friend of mine once told me that he had issues with gay people because, I quote, "I can't accept the gay lifestyle." So I said to him, the gay lifestyle, who determines that? I said, he and I were longtime married heterosexual men who were committed to their wives and families. And I said, do we represent the straight heterosexual lifestyle, or does somebody like Madonna, the Kardashians, or that Mo Pugh Hefner? Are these people who represent the hetero lifestyle? The lifestyles of gay people I know just really aren't that much different than mine. These folks love their families, work hard at their jobs, want a better life for their kids, and they just want to come home from work, suck down a brewski, and watch reruns on TV. The gay lifestyle, okay, whatever, okay. This is Mad Dog McNulty, and that's my opinion.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here.
Oh.
I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Coastal is celebrating 60 years, and we have you to thank for it. Stop by today for everything your country needs for the perfect summer. Whether you're camping and kayaking or spending time in your own backyard, Coastal has it all. From clothing and gear to pet food, footwear, coolers, grills, and more. The great outdoors is calling, and Coastal is celebrating. Stop by, scan the QR code, or enter online to win big prizes during our 60th anniversary. Visit Coastal today, or find us online at coastalcountry.com.
Well, looks like our surgery patient is feeling better today.
Yep, I didn't need any oxy today. I thought I'd do a little surgery on the drain.
Huh. Do you need your pain pills anymore?
No.
Well, we should get them out of the house. There are places to drop them off.
Yeah, okay. Actually, I can do that right now.
And I will look at the drain.
Prevent opioid misuse. Find safe medication return options near you at med-project.org.
Bob File Boats and Motors is your local Yamaha headquarters. For more than 30 years, Yamaha outboards have delivered far more than superior power, performance, and efficiency. Yamaha owners get something that can't be measured in horsepower or RPM. Legendary Yamaha reliability. Find the Yamaha outboard that fits your life at Bob File Boats and Motors on Sunset Highway in East Wenatchee or online at bobfile.com.
What's the best way to attract a wide variety of beautiful birds to your backyard? By offering the birds the right foods in expertly designed bird feeders from Wild Birds Unlimited. Whether you've been feeding the birds for a while or are just getting started, let our backyard bird feeding specialists show you how to add a little joy to your life and make nature a part of every day. Shop now for exclusive bird foods, feeders, hardware, and more. Wild Birds Unlimited. Products designed by experts. Trusted local advice.
Welcome back to the program. Every year at this time, Chuck Egner gives me a call, says, Dan, you want to come up to the fairgrounds here in Cashmere to talk about the big Wenatchee River Bluegrass Festival? And every year I have to think of some sort of excuse not to come up because I'm having an affair with Chuck's wife, and I don't want him to find out about it. He still doesn't know, so here I am again, Chuck Egner, who coordinates brings in the talent for the Wenatchee River Bluegrass Festival. It's good to see you, my friend.
Good to be here. Thank you for coming out here.
It's so good to see. I mean, we didn't have one in 2020. We didn't have one in 2021. 2022 went off last year without a hitch. You're back full force. You got a great lineup. And we're here on Tuesday, and this campground is already almost halfway full. This is a lot more people than we saw last year on Tuesday.
I thought it was Thursday.
Was it Thursday? Now I'm confused. Well, we tape on Tuesday, but we're airing it on Thursday. But here we are on this Tuesday.
Sorry.
And there's a lot of folks here.
Yeah, there sure are. And more coming. We have a big influx first thing in the morning normally, and then it's a little bit dead for a while. And then in the afternoon, there's rigs lined up all the way to Westcott normally.
So if you want to hook up, and this airs again on Thursday morning, you're probably out of luck by now if you need a hookup for a nice rig.
It's marginal at Thursday, but there's still room, though. It's just you won't have the full hookups. Mm-hmm. But and you can still get water from a hose and things like that. And there's tons of tent camping, so there's room for people.
Yeah.
And the weather is moderate, which is beautiful. It was 90 yesterday. It's going to be 80-ish today, so I think it's going to be
And
really
last
nice.
year it rained, but it didn't matter. Everybody had a great time anyway. And, of course, the main concerts take place indoors anyway. So.
Right. The Centennial Pavilion offers the only indoor venue for a bluegrass festival in eastern Washington. All the rest of them are outdoors, so we're very fortunate to have Chelan County have this thing for us.
Before we get into the specific bands that are coming, and by the way, they're all good because Chuck knows what he's doing, as the guy who's in charge of booking the acts for the Wenatchee River Bluegrass Festival, how do you find them? How do you go about doing that? These people are good. I'd like to bring these people on. I'd like to give these folks a higher profile. How do you go about doing that, Chuck?
So we've got a 9-person board, and we've got a great group of friends. And there's festivals all over the Northwest and down to California and back east. 2 of our board members live in Nashville. And so what happens typically is somebody sends an email to the group and says, hey, you ought to check these guys out. Or I met some of the people in Sister Sadie, and they inquired about the festival. They've heard of you guys. And next thing you know, we'll just kick the tires. I'll find out who their agent is or who the lead person is. And I'll just say, hey, we've got a festival 3rd weekend in June. You interested? And I've never heard one yet that said no. I've heard a couple of them that say, for instance, Tim O'Brien, there's a festival at Telluride that's been going there for 45 or 50 years. He's been to every one of them. We're never going to get Tim O'Brien here, unfortunately, because he's loyal to that festival, and we appreciate that. Kenny and Amanda are loyal to us, so we know we can always get them when we want them. But it's word of mouth, and then that starts the cycle of emails back and forth and talking, and then we got to talk about money and lodging and all that. But it all works out. It's great.
In the bluegrass community, because this has been going on since, 2005, 2006, something
2003.
like that. 2003. So in the bluegrass community, you have a reputation. The other acts know, hey, this is a great place to come. The people are great. The weather is usually fantastic. It's a great venue, and they're true fans of the genre. So that makes it a little bit easier, doesn't it?
Yeah, and the bands like coming here for one main reason, well, beside all of our charm and that kind of stuff. Back east, all the festivals, or not all, but the vast majority are outdoors. People bring their lawn chairs. They're all spread out all over the place. They're catching up. They're talking. They're telling each other their stories. And the band's up there knocking their brains out. And, I'm not going to say nobody's listening. A lot of people do, but it's not rapt attention. And that building over there, if you come in the evening when the bands are playing, you could hear a pin drop if the band wasn't playing. Everyone is focused on the stage. And the band responds to that, and they love it. They hate playing in front of a bunch of lawn chairs. So that's a big deal for the bands. I hear that every year.
What is it about bluegrass? I love it, and I know you do as well. Is it the musicianship? Is it the fact that it's a true Americana music? What is it that attracts people to bluegrass?
It's approachable, both the music and the people. Mm-hmm. So after the shows, the musicians, they don't jump in their car and go to the motel. Typically, they typically come over here and grab some ribs, have a beer maybe, walk around. There are various different levels of musicians that camp here. You know, I'm in the intermediate area. There's some advanced people, and those bands tend to find the advanced people and sit down and jam. And for the advanced people, even if they're really good here regionally, it's a thrill for them to play with the national guys. And you don't see a blues guy drag his Telecaster and his Fender Twin Reverb out into the campground. Mm-hmm. It's just impractical. And with rock, you don't even get to see those guys. Got to have eyeglasses to see them.
So let's talk about the acts. Now, all of these acts are going to be playing at least twice, some of them even 3 times. Let's go ahead and let's start out with Sister Sadie. Talk about these folks.
Sister Sadie is an all-female, all-lady band. They are great instrumentalists. They're all good vocalists. And we have a special surprise. I believe we're either the first... we're the first festival. They've added a 6th member to the band, so we bought them as a 5-piece. They are a 6-piece now, so that's going to be really exciting. And I've seen a good deal of video on them, and they were at Wintergrass recently, and I saw them at Wintergrass. So I've seen these ladies up close, dynamos. They're just great musicians all the way around. Fabulous.
6-piece would be, I mean, I'm thinking, okay, banjo, guitar, maybe a couple guitars, stand-up bass, mandolin. Where's the 6th?
So typically, bluegrass is a 5-piece thing. If you add a dobro, a lot of times the dobro is the 6th instrument.
Okay.
So, and I'm not even sure what this person is that's added. It may not be a dobro. I don't even know because I don't know the person. So we'll find out Friday night.
Katie and Amanda Smith Band, husband and wife couple.
Husband and wife couple. Their banjo player has been with them for a long time, not continuously, but when I first saw him, he was a teenager, prodigy, obviously, and he's back with them. Trent Calicut, he's a great player. Bass player Kyle Perkins, he's been here the last 3 times. He'll be playing my bass, so he doesn't have to travel with that behemoth on the airplane. And they've got a mandolin player who I'm not familiar with, but if he's playing with Kenny and Amanda, he's good.
Authentic Unlimited is going to be playing the main stage and the gospel set on Sunday morning, too, I believe, correct?
Yeah. The main guys there made their bones singing vocal harmonies for Doyle Lawson and Quicksilver. And they were with him for a long time.
So that means they're good, because he's not going to accept anybody who doesn't know their stuff.
He doesn't suffer fools gladly.
Right.
So he was a great band leader, and he retired a couple of years ago, 3 years ago maybe. And they reformed without him as Authentic Unlimited. Got a couple other guys in there. Stephen Burwell, the fiddle player, is a regional guy, grew up in the Seattle area and made the big time 10 years ago or so. He left here as a teenager. Now he's a grown guy, I think, with a wife and kids and that kind of thing. Fabulous fiddle player. It'll be great to see Stephen again.
Nick Numis and Branch Line.
Another regional local guy. He's from Snohomish County, grew up in a family band, played all over the place up here, finally decided to move back east, married a wonderful young lady in Wisconsin, and he moved to Wisconsin. And he was with Special Consensus, who played here some years ago, and went out on his own, got Branch Line together. The dobro player is a young Canadian guy that's as good a musician as you'll ever want to see. Banjo player is one of our board members that lives in Nashville, Will McSeveny. Anyway, really looking forward to that.
We mentioned Kenny and Amanda Smith Band is a married couple. Rock Ridge is 2 married couples.
Yeah, Dale Adkins and Suzanne. And the other couple I've met briefly. I don't really know them. Talked to them at Wintergrass. Great people. And they added a regional mandolin player, so there'll be a 5-piece.
And I don't care how good these guys are. If a name's called Rusty Hinges, I'm liking that.
Well, if I was in their group, I think I'd be the youngest guy. Put it that way. But anyway, they're great guys. The guitar player and lead singer is Jim Delfell, and he's the MC. He MCs this whole thing and stage manages, and he's the hardest working guy in the whole performance area.
The festival officially gets underway Friday. It's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but the real party gets underway Thursday, today, with shenanigans going on tonight. Run us briefly through what's going to be happening tonight here at the fairgrounds.
Well, we're going to have a luau, which is a little bit weird, but years ago, a lady decided that we should have a luau on Thursday, or they should have a luau. And so they had a luau, and they had leis and flowers and everything at their trailer. And it kind of grew, so we took over this area down here that's a common area. It'll be a potluck. Everybody brings what they want to bring. They'll sit around here where we're sitting right now and visit and have a good time. And then that evening, we'll have a lot of people here, and the jamming will get on in earnest that night.
And these guys and gals that kind of go around with each other, and somebody starts a theme, and then everybody picks it up for 10, 12 bars, and they keep kind of going, right?
Yeah. If there's 20,000 bluegrass songs, there's about 40 that everyone knows.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
And those 40 will get played over and over, and I never get sick of them. They're great songs. That's why they've lasted. You know, great songs last, bad songs don't. So anyway, yeah, a lot of fun. And you can go to circle, and you'll hear similar variations of those songs played at various different levels.
It should be pointed out, everything we're talking about is on the website. All I did was Google Wenatchee Bluegrass Festival 2023. Everything came up. Gobs of information on the website, more than you could ever possibly imagine, but it's all there. But there's a couple of things I want to talk about that are specific, and I know it's close to your heart, about Taylor Richards, a young kid who got into bluegrass when he was about 5, lost his life serving our country in war in Afghanistan in 2010. That scholarship and that program continues. Talk about that.
Yeah, we're really proud of that. Taylor's father will be here this year. In years past, his father and grandfather has been here. They're getting on up in years a little bit. I'm not sure if they'll be here this year. But anyway, Taylor was a great kid. Everyone loved him, and he was a phenomenal musician. And he went off. His father and grandfather were Marines, and he joined. And unfortunately, it didn't end well. But we've had Taylor's Camp ever since then. This year is a bit truncated because the local school districts didn't consult with us on their closing day, and the kids don't get out till 4 o'clock on Friday regionally here. So it used to be Friday afternoon and Saturday. Now we're going to cram everything into Saturday. They'll start early. They'll do the workshops with each other and break off into little groups. And at 1 o'clock, they'll have a concert over here in the open area. And that'll be really nice. And then at, I believe it's about 5 o'clock on Saturday night, 4:45 to 5 o'clock, Taylor's kids will get the main stage in front of 1,000 people. So that's kind of their reward, besides the hot dogs.
There's no absolute, you don't need to know how to play guitar or banjo or anything.
Or even have one.
Or even have one. And you have told me about this in years past. You see these kids have that epiphany. That 7 or 8-year-old kid who all of a sudden has found G major on a guitar and understands the chord, and they just light up.
All of the young people who are between 25 and 30 that run this thing were here as kids. All of them. So that speaks for itself.
2 more things, then we got to cut you loose. I know you're a busy guy. Besides, you got to fire me up some barbecue so I can eat. Food. You going to feed me?
I'm going to feed you. We have a variety of vendors over here between here and the main stage, and they have heroes. They have bratwurst. They have a variety of different things like that. I cook a lot of ribs out here. People, if they walk by, I don't have to know them. If they kind of cast a side eye, I say, hey, you want some ribs? And one of our donors, one of our major donors, owns Hills Meats Companies, and they donate hundreds of hot dogs to the Taylor's Camp, and they bring us ribs to cook for the folks, and me and a few people do that. Marie Vecchio and her crew do all the camping stuff, and Marie is the president of the organization. She's the dynamo. She's the reason we're still here. I think the rest of us would have long ago given up, in spite of the fact that it was growing every year. But this is the 21st year, the actual 19th festival. And so if you're in your 20s and like this kind of stuff and have organizational skills and energy and want to join.
Marie and Chuck are getting, well, they're getting up there in years. Marie looks fantastic. Chuck has aged terribly.
Exactly.
In fact, it's Marie who signed the bottom of my free passes that you gave us to give away, and we appreciate that,
Excellent.
Chuck. Let's wrap up with tickets. Let's get some folks to get on up here.
Okay, we don't have any advance sales, but we've never turned anybody away. So it's $30 for Friday, $30 for Saturday, $15 for Sunday for the shows. At $75. For $40, you can get the entire weekend. That's the way to go, obviously.
That's a hell of a deal.
And the camping is $20 a night, and that's a heck of a deal. If you go to these campgrounds anywhere around here, you're going to find that that's quite the deal.
And again, it's Thursday morning as this airs. It's Tuesday afternoon as we tape this. My guess is Thursday morning, all the wet campgrounds with the hookups are going to be gone.
Based on this rate of, yeah.
And it's first come, first served. So if you haven't done so already, plan on dry camping, because you're not going to get a hookup, I would guess.
Yeah, and dry camping it's just right there. It's not like you're out in the boonies or anything.
Exactly. Can I just stay at your place, Chuck?
Yeah, there's 3 beds in there.
Is there really?
How many you need?
Well, let's see. One for me and your wife, and then one.
If you can get her off the couch right now with her back surgery.
I hope she's feeling better, buddy.
Yeah, thank you.
Chuck Egner, it's always good to see you, my friend. Have a good time this weekend.
I will.
Yeah.
And I hope you have a good time. I hope you stop by.
You know I'm going to.
Yep.
Chuck Egner, everybody, give him a big hand. We don't have an audience. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Hey there, folks. Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to experience Blueberry Hills. Of course, the food is fabulous, like our cheese splints, our famous French dip, our legendary Eggs Benedict, and unforgettable burgers. But we're more than just great food. People come from all over the world to experience what's been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
The newest generation of GMC Sierra pickups offer the most advanced technology, the strongest selection of powertrain, and everything else you need to work hard, play hard, and explore the boundaries of the Wenatchee Valley and beyond. Take a look at the latest, most luxurious and durable trucks on the market.
You will see why GMC is not your grandfather's pickup.
You want to bet, kid?
Hi, everybody. Dan Kuntz alongside Jesse Coble from Alpine Air. My heat pump there's like steam coming out of it. It's making weird noises. Is this something I need to be concerned about?
No, Dan, that's normal operation. Refrigeration technology steals heat from the outside, transfers it to the inside, and it creates frost on your heat pump. The defrost cycle melts that off, which creates steam and a little bit of noise.
That makes sense. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Thanks, Jesse.
Thank you.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
High clouds were predicted to begin to visit us, have begun to visit us. You'll notice more and more clouds as the day progresses. I'll give you your complete Father's Day forecast. Just a little heads up. It's going to be kind of cool, especially for this time of the year. Almost borderline chilly for the middle of June. Again, those forecast details are coming up. We have a few more minutes. We thought we'd take you around the valley in north central Washington one more time with our cameras around the valley. That's a good idea of the high clouds. So keep in mind, that's the jump off ridge camera. It's up there altitude-wise, so it might be a little not quite representation of what we have cloud-wise, but there it is from our jump-off ridge camera. You can see almost all of East Wenatchee and the East Wenatchee bench from our jump-off ridge camera, way up above the Malaga area. Camera 2, I don't know. Urias moved them around for me. Oh, okay, there's the Waterville camera. That's not Waterville you're looking at. In the lower right-hand corner is Rondo. And you can see Rocky Reach Dam and, of course, the Wenatchee Valley. By the way, that roundabout out there at Easy Street in Old Station, they're making good progress. We're almost there, folks. It's been a royal pain in the rear for those people who have to use that intersection on a daily basis. But we're getting better. Now people know how to get around it, the detours. So that's smoothed things out quite a little bit. Camera number 3. Ooh, beautiful shot. That's got to be Stein Hill. Speaking of the Cashmere Fairgrounds, there they are. There's the Cashmere Golf Course. I have 3-putted that course any number of times, and the orchards are hanging around there. Beautiful Cashmere, where there'll be a lot of people hanging around the fairgrounds for the Wenatchee River Bluegrass Festival, and we wrap up our festivities with up on top of Nanapoc Ridge, looking down over beautiful Lake Wenatchee. That camera is zoomed way out. In fact, it's zoomed so far out you can see a little bit of Fish Lake on the far right-hand corner of your screen, and there is another golf course I have yet to play, the Kaler Glen. I'll be out there, trust me on that. A little slide to show for you from the National Weather Service. It's going to be rather dry and rather gusty throughout the day on Saturday and Saturday night. There is a cold front that's heading our way. It's not here yet. It won't be here until basically Saturday afternoon, Saturday night. It's going to usher in some pretty chilly air. Also going to usher in some very dry air. The relative humidity is going to go way down, and you combine, of course, low relative humidity and strong winds, and you have that potential for elevated fire risk. Let's not go there. From the National Weather Service, clouds will be thickening up as the day progresses. We'll get up to about 84, a little breezy, but not too bad. As the system rolls in tonight, the wind will be picking up in intensity. Clouds will be forming, 58 for the overnight low, and as you can see, it's going to be rather cool on Saturday, a couple of degrees below normal on Saturday, and for Father's Day Sunday, only 64. Speaking of Father's Day, it is Sunday, so all you fathers out there, happy birthday. We'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.
Hello, North Central Washington, and welcome to Networked, your digital gateway to the latest updates, exciting developments, and fresh perspectives in the world of technology, education, and innovation that are shaping our region. I'm your guide on this journey, Jenny Rojanasatian, the Executive Director of NCW Tech Alliance. For years, the Tech Alliance has strived to bridge the gap between people and technology resources, all while nurturing entrepreneurs, supporting STEM education, and fostering the growth of technology across North Central Washington.